Good afternoon, everyone. It's a pleasure for me to be here today to talk to you about what we do every day as a pharmacist to help our patients. As Larissa stated, my name is Luong Thai, and I'm a pharmacist at Community Walgreens, a specialty pharmacy in San Francisco. Today, we will go over the role of the pharmacist in cancer care and what is your relationship should be with your pharmacist. After all, we are the most accessible healthcare providers and can definitely help you to navigate through your cancer journey. Whether it's a community or a specialty pharmacist down the street or the oncology pharmacist part of your healthcare team, we are here for you. After the presentation, we will open up for the Q&A and go over some of the questions that you are asking. So what is the role of a pharmacist in oncology care? Pharmacists are subject matter experts in drug therapy, and they play an important role in delivery of care to patients who are living with cancer. Pharmacists not only provide medication management, but they also work very closely with the patient, the doctors, and the entire care team to ensure that the prescribed medication contribute to the best possible health outcomes of the patients. And when it comes to the clinical roles and responsibilities of the pharmacist, we focus our time to provide both direct and indirect patient care. For example, the education that we provide to patients before and after treatment can contribute effectively to the management of the side effects caused by chemotherapy. This will then increase regimen tolerance, decrease extra visit to your doctor's office and hospital, and ultimately improve quality of life. As you might know, cancer therapies become more and more targeted and personalized. Pharmacists are key resources in educating and managing side effects and toxicities of treatments, while emphasizing the importance of medication adherence and supportive care. Some of the supportive care remedies may include those for nausea and vomiting, pain management, constipation, and diarrhea. Here, you can ask your community and specialty pharmacist to assist you in alleviating mild to moderate side effects. The hospital pharmacist can assist you in managing certain side effects such as anemia, anticoagulation, infection prevention, etc. Many cancer therapies are expensive. Pharmacists are well equipped to navigate insurance reimbursement process and financial assistance. In addition, they may be able to help you to locate resources for copay assistance, drug therapy, replacement, or manufacturer discount. And last but certainly not least, because of their knowledge in both therapeutic and regulatory, oncology pharmacists are also heavily involved in the development of cancer treatment guidelines, policy and procedures, standard protocols, and ultimately improvement of outcomes. So what should your relationship with your pharmacist look like? The pharmacist-patient relationship is important to have during your cancer journey. Pharmacists can play a key role in making sure that you are taking your medication correctly on time, and they are also effective communicators between you and your cancer team, especially when there is a gap in therapy or when side effects occur. Here are some of the tips to how to build the relationship with your pharmacist. Feel free to ask us questions for you to better understand your medication. Ask us for advice on how to better take your medication on time, for example. And feel free to reach out to us if you feel that you are experiencing a side effect or are unhappy with your prescription co-payment, or even if you would like additional resources to take better control of your condition. And with the variety of oral, topical, and injectable medication for cancer treatment nowadays, patients are put in a very challenging position to self-manage all this on top of doctor visits. I want you to know that we are here for you. We are not here just to dispense medication, but to check for medication errors, making sure that patients understand directions, how to administer the medication correctly, helping them to understand the potential conflicts with other medication, something like over-the-counter medication, herbals, and supplemental, even with certain kind of food that you need to avoid with certain medication. Let's address some of the common questions that you are having in your mind while going through cancer treatment. Like I stated earlier, cancer medication are expensive, sometimes even after insurance coverage. Know that your specialty pharmacists are very knowledgeable about copay assistance programs. Those programs are tailored to you and your respective health plans. Here are some of the options that they might explore with you. First is manufacturer copay card. Manufacturers frequently offer discount or coupon card to eligible patients. These are cards. These cards can lower your copay for your medication for much more your medication to much more affordable rate. Sometimes as low as $0 to $5 a month. And the next option is copay assistance organization. Personally, I found this option is very helpful to provide a lot of help to our patient. They provide direct financial support to underinsured patients. Even you are having government-sponsored insurance like Medicare, Medicaid, or TRICARE. These programs require you to complete an application to determine if you are medically or financially qualified. If approved, the program can help you with your out-of-pocket costs, including co-payment, co-insurance, deductibles related to medication expenses, or sometimes even pay for your insurance premium. Some of those well-known organizations are Cancer Care Society, Patient Advocate Foundation, Health Wealth Foundation. And if you are not eligible for manufacturer co-payment assistance program, or you're uninsured, or your health plan will not cover your medication, you may want to look into a medication program sponsored by the maker of the medication itself. Believe it or not, many manufacturers offer free drug programs or low-cost options, especially for those without insurance. Many of these programs have applications that require you to verify income. If approved, the manufacturer will then send the medication directly to you or to your doctor's office. And if none of the above option is feasible for you, your pharmacist is there for you. They could speak with your doctor about alternative treatments. There could be other low-cost medication out there on your insurance plan that work just as well. And additionally, you may be eligible for clinical trials based on your health condition. And this next question are asked very often in the pharmacy. So how bad it is for me to skip a dose, right? Many of today's cancer medication are taken orally or are self-injectable. For those treatments to work as designed, it's important that they are taken on a schedule set by your doctor or your cancer team. Taking your pills on the schedule is known as adherence. Adherence is key to getting the best possible result from your treatment. Taking your medication on time will keep a steady amount of active ingredient in your body. This active ingredient produces the intended effect, which is fighting cancer cells over the set period of time. If a dose is skipped, the level of medicine is lower, which can reduce its effectiveness. And when doses are taken too close together, it may result in too much medication in your body, leading to increase the risk and the severity of your side effects. Your treatment schedule are set by your doctors based on the type of medication and also based on your individual situation. Keeping track of your medication is a team effort between you and your family. When taking control of your medication, the ammunition of fighting cancer cells is empowering. The first step in keeping track of your medication is to know what you are taking. Now, know that each medication is what its medication is for and what side effect to look out for. Know what to do if you miss a dose. Make sure your medication aren't expired by proactively checking the label. It's always helped to have a daily medication routine. Make a schedule for taking your medication and follow it every day. Find some daily activity to tie with the time when you need to take your medication, such as brushing your teeth to help you to remember it. And another effective way to keep track of your medication is using a pill box. You could use a plastic pill box with dividers each day. Put your pill box in a place where it will remind you to take your medication. If you use a pill box, we recommend that you keep one pill in its original bottle, because if you forget what the pill is for, then you can only go back to the original bottle. And with the new area of technology, you can certainly use your phone to keep track of your medication. Set an alarm on your phone or install a pill reminder app. So here are most popular apps to download, including the Walgreens app, to remind you to take your medication on time. And when it's appropriate, ask your doctor to prescribe a 60 days or 90 days prescription. This will help to minimize the risk of you running out of medication. When you pick up a new supply of medication, check the label for the number of refill. Put the reminder for yourself to call the pharmacist to refill your medication a few days before you run out the medication. Sign up for the reminder services that your pharmacies offer. Many pharmacies nowadays will send you a text message and call you when the refill is due. Make sure that you sign up or opt in for these services. All cancer treatment can cause side effects. It's very important that you report any side effect to your healthcare team. Your oncology pharmacist can communicate side effects to your healthcare team too. For common side effects that you are able to manage by yourself before your next appointment, you can always ask your pharmacist for tips on how to manage them. For example, with nausea and vomiting, it will help if you eat smaller meals and more frequent meals. Avoid food with strong odor, too sweet, too greasy, or too spicy. Do not lie down within 2 hours after eating. And to manage diarrhea, make sure you drink plenty of water. And you can also ask your doctor about drinking some liquids such as Gatorade, which provide more electrolytes. And some over-the-counter medications such as loperamide can help as well. If the diarrhea is bad enough that you need a prescription medication, you or your pharmacist can contact your doctor right away. Choose the food that contain more soluble fibers such as whole grain food, oatmeal, or flaxseed. And try to avoid beans because beans can cause a lot of gas and worsen diarrhea. In terms of managing your loss of appetite, eating more meals throughout the day is an easy way to take in more protein and calorie, which will help to maintain your weight. Try to include protein in every meal. Nutritional shakes or protein drinks are a way to add additional calories to your daily diet as well. To keep you from feeling full, avoid drinking liquid before or while eating, and take only small amount. Drink most of your liquids in between meals instead. Keep high calorie, high protein snack on hand such as hard-boiled eggs, peanut butter, cheese, ice cream, and nuts. And when this comes to managing pain, there are a number of options for pain relief, including prescription and over-the-counter medication such as Tylenol and Motrin. The pharmacist can recommend an OTC medication after checking drug interaction. And to manage fatigue, take naps and break during the day, take walks, or do some light exercise if possible. And if you have family or friends, ask them to help you with tasks that you find more difficult or more tiring to do. And with that, I would like to wrap up my presentation today and open up for Q&A. Feel free to contact me or my colleagues in Los Angeles, Heather and Alisa, if you have any question. Here's our information. And I would leave this page here for a minute or two so you can write it down in case you need to. So next, Rich will join me with the Q&A session. So the first question, any information on problems with neuropathy? So some cancer medication may cause neuropathy. It depends on the severity of it. So you can discuss that with your pharmacist and also with your cancer care team. So there's another question coming in. If my insurance changes, what will that do to my free prescription? So generally speaking, the free prescription program is determined by your income. So unless your income change, you should be able to continue with that.
Yeah, and like what Long mentioned earlier, we do have some manufacturer coupon we can work with, as well as other foundations that might be able to assist you when it comes to your co-payment. And that is something you can work with your local oncology pharmacist or your specialty pharmacy near you.
The next question is from Christopher. Do you have suggestion on medicine reminder app? Yes. Let me go back to that slide. So here, Christopher, there's a couple apps out there. MedSafe, My Med Schedule, My Meds, RX Remind Me, Caring Village, and also Walgreens app. You can utilize any of them to help you remind your and tracking your medication. And the next question is from an anonymous attendee. Can you talk about the difference between generic and brand names? So generic and brand names, they are the same medications. So when a medication is marketed or FDA approved, the company generally have the right to the name for about 15 years. And then after that, any other manufacturer can produce the generic equivalent. So both generic and name brands have to be FDA approved. Is there a limited time to get prescription if it still works? So the number of times that you can get prescription determined by your doctors or your cancer team. So let's say if the prescription is written for 2 refills, that means that you can get the prescription 2 more times after original time. And then generally, the doctor would like to see you or to run more tests before they can issue more refill to your prescriptions.
Yes, and just to add to that, Terry, a prescription is generally valid for a year from when it was first written by the physician, and also depending on the number of refills that a doctor has prescribed you. But if a doctor prescribed you three refills with a prescription, that should last you for about, in generally speaking, about 4 months if a prescription is written for 1 month at a time. Feel free to use the Q&A section so that we can provide some more guidance on your oncology care or your cancer care. Really great questions coming in from you guys.
So the next question is also from Terry. Have people taken specialty drugs for over a year? Yes. So the length of the therapy is really depending on your outcomes with treatment and also your side effects. So yes, certainly I've seen people taking specialty drugs for over a year.
And Tara, that is where it becomes really important to what Dr. Thai mentioned earlier, to make sure you take your medication on a regular basis, or your or the routine that your doctor has set up for you, so that that drug level is always continuously present in your body, to treat what needs to be treated. And if you miss a dose, make sure that you connect with your pharmacist as well as your prescriber for better advice on how to proceed moving forward.
And the next question is, how can you combat the symptom of fatigue? Like I mentioned earlier, generally taking more naps and breaks during the day, taking a walk or do some exercise, if possible, will help you with fatigue. And if you have family members or friends can help you with difficult tasks, that also help you, to manage your daily routine. And of course, if your fatigue getting worsened, then discuss with your pharmacist and your doctors. There's other way to managing that. And the next question also from the same individual, how does age increase the risk of medication side effects? So there's no general statement for this. It's very specific. So if you are taking certain medication, I would suggest you to discuss that in detail with your pharmacist or your doctors, because it's all different depending on the medication.
And some medication are also weight-based from that question. So it depends on how much a patient weighs. The treatment or the medication strength will correlate to the weight of the patient.
So the next question came from Christopher. Sometimes my doctor use the generic name and the pharmacist use the official name. Which is better? Like I mentioned earlier, Christopher, generic medication are FDA approved to be equivalent to its brand name, though they may make by two different companies, or sometimes they are made by even the same company. So in terms of which is better, they are all the same. And the reason that your pharmacist may use official name is that if the prescription is not generic available yet, pharmacists have to dispense the brand name. And sometimes it's also depending on your insurance coverage. Some insurance cover brand name only, or vice versa. So it really depends on that factor as well. So if you have specific question for a specific medication, I would encourage you to discuss that with the pharmacist, and they can provide you more detail why they use the official name.
I have a question that I hear from time to time from participants. For those who aren't leaving their homes right now and they are, ordering their prescriptions online, what is the best way for them to contact a pharmacist if they have any questions?
So feel free to contact us. We do provide free shipment of medication, specialty and non-specialty, to the patient at the moment. So we can either send the medication directly to your home or to your doctor's office. And let's say if for some patients that do not have a home at the moment, we can also send the specialty medication to a local Walgreens where you can conveniently come in and pick it up.
Yes, and the best way to contact our pharmacies, definitely give them a call at the phone number that we showed earlier. We do have pharmacists and technicians working during our operating hours that would pick up that phone call and help you out the best of our abilities. So Heather Warren is our on-site clinic manager in Van Nuys, California, or Sherman Way or Sherman Oaks. And Elisa is our pharmacist in Los Angeles near USC in Los Angeles. They are both very knowledgeable when it comes to oncology care.
That's another question. How can I find out about Medicare coverage for my particular drug when I retire? Very good question, Terry. So for Medicare coverage, there is actually a government website called medicare.gov. So you can go onto that website when you about to become eligible. And let's say if you're taking certain medication, there is a portal there for you to insert all the medication that you're currently taking. And the website will tell you the best possible plan for you. And then you can choose from all the options. Some plans may, require more premium at the beginning, but then you don't have to pay high copay or vice versa. So it really depends on your income, but the computer, that website will give you a very good guidance. And on that website, you can even sign up for the Medicare coverage when you become eligible. It's called medicare.gov. So the next question is from Sandra. How can we go about requesting 60 or 90-day supply? So there's two options. You can talk to your doctor directly, requesting 60 or 90-day supply if it's appropriate, or you can also discuss with your pharmacist, ask them to be that, communicator for you, and we will help you to submit that request to your doctor for you.
Nice. And just to add to that, Sandra, it's great that you asked this question. And Dr. Thai mentioned earlier about, or talked about adherence earlier. 90-day supply is actually the number one indicator that a patient will remain adherent with their medication if they are receiving 90-day supply for their prescription, whether it be a maintenance medication for your cholesterol, diabetes, or hypertension, or it could be your specialty medications as well, depending what the need is for your specialty meds. But just to reiterate, adherence is key for everyone to maintain and to have a better health outcome. A 90-day supply is the number one indicator for that.
My Part D for prescription under Medicare changed this year from Optum to Express Scripts. Would this be automatically put in my record at the pharmacy, or do I need to visit my pharmacy to make the change? Very good question, Christopher. So the answer is yes and no. Some pharmacy, they do have a way to look up your new and active insurance coverage. However, since the change is very recent, sometimes that system is not updated. So my recommendation is that when you have a change in the insurance, make sure that you bring the card in, or even the Walgreens app, we have a function for you to send in the picture. You don't have to go inside the pharmacy. You can just submit the picture of your new insurance card, and then it will automatically send to us, and we receive it. When we receive it, we definitely update that for you. So there's a couple ways of doing that. And you can also call us to say, hey, I have a new card here. Can you update my profile? And we're happy to do that for you.
Well, thank you very much for everyone who participated today. It's been a pleasure talking to you guys this afternoon. Thank you, Larissa, for having us do this presentation with your group. Like Larissa mentioned earlier, we do have another webinar set in March. And at Walgreens, we do understand that cancer patients do have external and internal side effects. And hopefully in our next meeting with you guys, we'll discuss a little bit more about the external side effects and how our beauty program can help alleviate those for you guys and learn a little bit more about it. So looking forward to that, but thank you very much. Dr. Thai, if you want to say some parting words, and we'll bring it back to Larissa afterwards.
Yes, I want to thank you, Larissa, to organize this very useful platform for our patients. And again, for our patients, feel free to reach out to us if you have any question at all. All the questions that you are asking today are very relevant, and we are happy to here to help you navigate to your cancer journey.